High-grade Universal Century Full Armor Unicorn Gundam. Hey, what's up again everybody? It's Robert184, 2Rs2Bs, GundamReviews.net, here to continue my look at the high-grade Full Armor Unicorn Gundam. This one, unlike the Master Grade that you see right here, is in his Unicorn mode, so let's take a look at the individual parts. These empty ABCD plates here are going to be resulting in the very familiar almost all-white body there. You can see that you're going to be getting the bazooka, some extra ammo there, the backpack all folded up as you'd expect, one shield, two beam sabers, there's more in the forearms, and you've got 3 extra manipulators. And the empty full armor plates are going to be yielding all of these weapons and attachment parts that you see here. Bottom to top here, to kick things off, I used a real touch marker here in gray to do most of the lining here for the actual kit. Because when you put it all together, you're not going to have any color whatsoever besides the blue down here on the feet and on the backpack itself. For the knee bend, you'll notice here that you're going to get about 80 degrees with this first part, and then you can just tweak it a little bit more, so let's just call it 100. Nothing too fancy there, and you can see that it's just going to be on poly caps. The knee itself is not going to be providing anything fancy whatsoever, but the big difference is, if you take a look on the middle of the leg here, is that you're going to have these gray parts, and these are actually inserted on the inside with some lining possibilities, and you don't put them on the outside here. That's because there's all sorts of fun stuff, namely in red here, to attach onto it. For the feet itself, you can see that they're going to be moving forward and back quite well, side to side well. They also just seem to look a little bit empty there from the front compared to when they get covered up when he goes destroy. The waist section here has non-independent skirts there and just again a little bit of lining. This is just one piece across the front and a couple there. The side parts at least are going to be having some gray that you insert on the inside there, and you'll notice there's some small gray parts back there as well. You are going to be able to take some extra parts here and plug them into the back, but otherwise a very unassuming start to the upper body. Which continues here with the chest, which is going to have the white and a little bit of gray, and that's about it. In terms of the moving parts, you'll notice that the shoulders are going to move up a few degrees there, and they are going to swing forward and back. Not a big range, but still better than nothing. And the neck is going to be moving forward and back. No moving cockpit, and even though these are going to be made out of separate pieces, again, the lining marker can get rid of that if you want. I wonder if anybody's actually going to go and line this up in red, though. The same color scheme, of course, for the arms here. You can see where they're going to attach onto the shoulders here. I'm a fan of these front panels. I think they actually look pretty good when they're lined up. Just a little bit of Q-tip in there will just get rid of any excess. You can see that the arm itself will move up like that and rotate around. And for the bend at the elbow, you're going to be getting just over 90 degrees again. So it's the kind of thing you'd expect that with the Destroy mode. Seems a little bit disappointing that the Unicorn mode couldn't at least offer you some better mobility there. You are going to have the option here of popping this out and taking off the beam saber, though, if you want to go ahead and do that. You would be able to attach things on there. We'll see if those come into play. And you do have these open manipulators for left and right, along with 2 weapon holding hands, and the left hand there is ready to hold the beam magnum and the beams. I do, however, really like the backpack. It's a shame that it's going to be hidden on the back there, covering up all the blue and gray parts. The thrusters are going to look good, as do the parts here from the D-plate that are just going to hold the beam sabers in there. So there's 4 actually attached in total, and you can take the weapons and plug them in here. So let's get to them. Of course, these ones are going to be part of the full armor package, but the one that you're going to be getting down here, you'll notice that nothing is going to be moving over here, except this part, which you can bend all the way back there, and you can go and detach this whole thing, but it's not going to work out very well. Nothing fancy like the Master Grade there whatsoever, and you can put some scopes on there if you want to add some stickers with a good-looking barrel. But seeing them all together here is going to be a little bit disappointing just because of the color differences there. This is the gray that we're all familiar with UC suits in terms of the good guys there, whereas the full armor colors are going to be totally different, and that applies to everything. The Gatling guns, even the beam magnum there. For the differences, you'll notice here that these ones, the length is going to be the same, except for that extra weapon attached on at the end. But basically, there's going to be this part here, which you can choose to attach or detach in both of these cases here. And they're going to be telling you to keep them short when you actually put them on the back. And you'll notice that they've got over here 2 points, so you can attach on the missiles, which are going to be looking good in both of their forms here. You can see that even though it's just a single red piece down in either section, that they're going to look great because they're covered up with the dark gray there and where they're going to attach on. This should be the visual focal point, you'd think, when you put them all together here in Unicorn mode. With the lower set having a bend to it here, and you'll notice that this whole thing is going to be one piece, so you're not able to just open it up and show off 3 at a time, but then you can take those and plug them into the legs where you didn't put in the gray caps from the inside, so they're going to be looking good here. And here's the shield for the regular Unicorn Gundam here, all folded up. I've just got a little bit of gray lining up there at the top. Nice that Bandai's going to be showing through some gray there, so it's not going to be totally drab from the front. And yes, there's no hidden psycho frame like the Master Grade where you're going to see the red back there. But with this one, it's going to have this piece from the A plate there, and it's going to be plugging into a polycap. And when you go take a look at the other two that are going to be coming with the full armor variants, from the front, they're going to be looking identical, but on the back, you'll notice that they don't have the polycap there. The grays are going to be a slightly different shade in color, and this peg here is not going to be rotatable like this one is. Here's the beam magnum that's going to be coming on the full armor here. Remember that we will be getting more, you'd think, with a future release. In terms of moving parts, you can see that this part will go forward and back there. You're not going to have any nice blue in there for the actual rounds, a couple pieces when you put them all on there together. And it is going to have this part and this part for attaching it on in various places and ways. And though I complain for the Gatling guns in the inbox, it is going to be nice and easy to put them together, unlike the Master Grade where they have to give you your value if you buy that magazine insert there. But you're just going to have 2 large pieces, snap them on together. These parts here are going to be moving up and down. You've got that on either side. And down here, I think these are going to be looking fantastic with the details that are all going to be in there. Make sure you clean up your cut marks there when you cut off the insides. You can see the attachment point, so quick and easy to put together, and seeing all 3 of them makes you almost wish you had more, or at least a 4th. And here are the 2 big Bertha boosters that are going to go falling into the ocean as the space shuttle takes off there. First of all, 2 gray pieces here that are going to intersect to put in there. This cap is going to be 1 piece, and you'll notice that it's got a vertical line pattern, if you want to call it that. Whereas this one is going to be horizontal with the 2 large pieces that you snap on there together. You're going to have red seals that you can just line up in the middle there. Mine are sort of off, but anyway, they're going to be close enough. And something I'm a big fan of, though, is the construction back here for this thruster pack. I'd say that it looks really good. You're going to be putting gray inside the white, then you put on the 2 gray parts on the outside, and then add on more white parts there. And actually, the fact that this is detachable is important because they're also going to be giving you these stands here. And what you can do is detach this whole thruster unit and then take the stands and plug them in here before reattaching the actual boosters. And this is going to help them actually stand up and not go collapsing downwards, which we're all pretty used to with the Master Grade. Despite the fact it's got stands, they're not going to be as sturdy as these ones, which are locked in now. And the trick to armoring this guy up fully is going to be in this gray assembly part down here, which you're going to take the backpack. A bit of a shame that it's going to get all covered up. But anyway, you're just going to drop that in there and it's going to fit on. You can see that they've been planning this from the beginning when they laid out their plates there, and it's to this that everything is going to get attached on. Hopefully it's going to be a snug fit. Which, if you saw that moving part there, is definitely going to aid it as it plugs in there, and then it's feeling quite good there. With the final fun being the face of the unicorn here. Just a little bit of gray lining there on either ear. You don't have to worry about swapping these around there. And I put some gray in the top. You'll notice that the pros didn't do that around the side of the box. So something that I may want to erase later. But the single unicorn horn is going to be looking good even without lining there. And there is that green seal in there if you can make it out. And I went for black lining there on the face. Overall, the look is pretty good. And just by itself, I think that this is a pretty attractive and cool kit, especially if you want to display it in conjunction with the Destroy Mode one. But if you are only choosing one, well, it seems to me pretty clear which one is going to be the winner. Anyway, everybody, the parts are looking good and the weapons exciting despite the color differences. Can't wait to see them all in action. So stick around to see both the Unicorn mode all put together and then him fully armed up in the next part. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please let me know what you think. See ya. Look, there's nothing wrong with all white MSs, I tell ya.